today we're just going to be doing a fascia release class, and it's been taken from lots of methodologies. So it is a combination of fascia release from Feldenkrais, from Alexandra technique, all those sort of movements. But we are going to come down onto the back. So if you need something behind your neck for support, use it. Make yourself as comfortable as possible, because these movements are all about making you feel good and making your body move in its own way. So we will come down to lie down on the back. Here we want to come and relax the body. So we want to let the legs straighten out. Let the arms just rest. Your palms are turned up. The arms are a bit in a low V. So, you know, if you've got it high, feel what it happens. Feel what it does to your neck compared to what it does to your neck when you're down there. So in the movements today, you want to sense how your bones are lying on the floor. So come to close your eyes and just spend a bit of time with yourself, just noticing in your body where your awareness goes to. So noticing whether you have tension sitting in the body that you haven't been aware of before and might have been there already. So just taking a bit of time and noticing what is in your body that's just creating a bit of discomfort. So starting from your neck, just noticing if there is one side that feels different to the other. So coming from the neck to the shoulders and your shoulder blades, just sensing if your one shoulder blade feels different to the other. So just taking a moment and sensing that. Then coming down towards your pelvis, noticing if you are more on the one side than the other. And how does that pelvis feel being in this position? Noticing how the lower back lies, how you feel grounded in the lower back. Is your lower back very high? Is it very low? Does it feel comfortable being in this lengthened position? And then coming down to the leg bones and noticing and sensing whether the one leg feels more open than the other. And what I mean by that is, does the one leg feel like it's pulling more open compared to the other? Does the other one feel like it's just staying there? So one side is always a bit more different to the other side, and you should sense it, not really look at it. But if you really want to bring awareness and you're not a person that really can feel your body, maybe sometimes lift the head to see what's the difference there. And then take a moment to sense again in your body what's different. So noticing what the right side feels like compared to the left side. Even noticing how the hands feel. Just sensing how the arms feel. Notice your breathing. Notice if you're breathing up into your chest, are you breathing more into your tummy? Don't change anything about it, just sensing how you're breathing, how the breath moves in your body. Can you feel and sense if the breath is expanding laterally, or is it just expanding up into the chest? So just noticing the difference there. And just take a moment and pause. And then open the eyes to blink them a few times. And then come into place the feet. Placing the feet more or less wider than your shoulders. Also taking the feet a little bit more forward. And this will all depend from person to person. So if you feel that you're going to be more grounded, bringing your feet closer, to work in a rocking movement, which doesn't work for me, so it doesn't allow my fascia to be more elastic. Adjust the feet. So place the feet where it feels comfortable, where there's less effort, and where there is more gliding in the body. So place the feet, just taking a moment, finding that inner ease. Just relaxing for a moment. And then starting with a little push and a pull from the feet. And once you've got it, just starting a little rocking. And as you're rocking, just reminding you that rocking is about nurturing the nervous system, calming the nervous system down. So it's a feel-good movement. And the sensation here can be different for all of us again. So just sensing if the skin is moving in your lower back. And then slowing it down a bit and noticing how the leg bones feel. How do the leg bones rotate when you're doing that? And then sensing how the collarbones and the shoulders move as well. Notice how the neck responds to this movement. So there's no squeezing at all in the glutes. The glutes are totally relaxed. So a little bit of the effort is coming from the feet to allow this movement to happen. And then allowing you to be guided by your body. Come to pause when you need to pause. And take a moment there to breathe in. And yes, yawning will come into the body. That means you're relaxing. And then going back into your rocking. And then come to pause, take another inhale. And start to feel that things are starting to open up a bit more as well. Even the breathing cavities, the diaphragm is starting to relax here. And then coming to pause again, taking a breath in. And a breath out. Now again, we can self-adjust. Every time just self-adjusting, maybe self-adjusting the feet, doing a little bit of rocking side to side, just very small. I like to start off small and slow, always slowing it down. And then just coming back to pause that. And then starting with your right leg. So we're going to allow the left knee to stay where it is. So the left leg stays where it is. As you open the right leg, just noticing what else wants to move. So just sensing the pelvis here. Being aware of the lower back here. And then slowly coming back. So what will happen is that your right leg opens, your left hip moves away. So the pelvis is actually moving with the leg. That left knee staying open. You'll notice and sense what you're feeling in the hip there. And then very slowly coming back. And if you're noticing there's tension, just being aware of that tension. And then start to move your head opposite to the knee. So look over your left shoulder. So your left knee stays there, look over your left shoulder. And just sensing if there's any change there. You'll notice and sense what's happening in your left shoulder blade as well. So while the pelvis and knee is opening, your fascia is moving diagonally. So your shoulder blade is moving down. And then we're going to move to the other side. So just before you move, just noticing what difference there is in the pelvis. Keeping the right leg still, open the left knee and allowing that pelvis to roll with the knee. Maybe you want to try to keep this open because there's a lot happening in this hip here. So you want to sense what skin is moving. So as you're opening, just looking over your left shoulder and noticing, sensing what you're feeling as you're opening up there. There's a lot of movement in the diaphragm as well. So from the right shoulder to your left knee, there is a movement, there is a gliding. And if you want, you can spiral the arm a little bit more as well. So this arm you can, which you're looking at, you could spiral it a little bit more. Now as you're opening, you want to feel what breath comes in. So the opening would be an inhale. And it's really good to sense that skin gliding, so that whole expansion of the body. And then coming back to pause it there. And then again, just doing a little bit of a rocking. Good. I can feel that I need a little bit more movement. So I'm going to bring my knees in and do a bit of rocking from side to side. From here, we're going to bring the balls of the feet together, knees are open. And again, have the arms open up to the side. First, going to start with your right arm and right leg. So you're going to lift the right arm up. Let the right knee come along. And just roll over onto your left side. And then lifting the arm and then the leg. And then slowly coming back. Just allowing it to roll back. And again, bringing the left arm up. And slowly just rolling. You really just want to be relaxed. Try not to lift the ribs. Totally relax the bones. Like your skin is pulling the bones. Floating the arm and leg. And then open completely first. And then this time you can add on. So you can circle that arm around this time. And circle the arm around. Now you're going to make this playful. So play around with it. So moving from side to side here. Just being playful. And you can also be playful by bringing the leg up, the top leg, bring it back onto the foot, bring the top leg. Just making it one movement, one movement. And then coming back to pause that, bringing the knees up. And then just placing the feet back down. So I can feel I've opened up my back a little bit more, yeah. So starting with your arms, let's do the arms up, fingertips are hanging, shoulders are relaxed. We're going to start by lifting one arm at a time. So you're going to allow the right shoulder to lift. You can spiral the arm and releasing and then taking it to the other side. As you're moving from side to side, you're going to notice what's going on with the pelvis. So again, the pelvis is being part of the play. So the pelvis is being playful, yeah. So again, the knee stays, the one knee stays where it is. Just shifting from one side to the other. And then coming back down just to release. And then straighten the legs out and come back to sense what's happening. So just closing the eyes again. Just pausing it there and just taking a moment there. Just finding an inner ease. Noticing what's changed, what tensions there are now. Also sensing what is opened, what is different about the position now than what it was before. And then coming back to place the feet. Now we're going to bring the knees together, feet together, crossing the right leg over the left leg. And again, just self-adjusting the left foot. Now we're going to go into a wave. So here we're going to allow the pelvis to soften and then slowly lifting. You'll notice where there's tension as you lift and lower. Notice also if there is movement through the diaphragm. Is it feeling quite rigid in this position? So just noticing how the movement is a difference and where there's tension. I feel a lot of tension running up the thighs of my legs, or the side of the thigh. And then changing direction. That could be from IT bands getting tight because we're sitting a lot, and then curling to lift. You might notice how the body has a little bit of a shaking going on sometimes. It's just learning to adjust itself because we are putting a different pattern into the brain, so different patterning. And then we're going to come back to center, which we didn't do before, and just softening the pelvis to come up. And again, you are softening from the diaphragm when you're coming down through your wave. So again, just softening and being aware of where you're softening to come up. Noticing how the shoulders have movement. So if you're forcing the shoulders down, it restricts the movement in your diaphragm and your lower back. Now we're going to pause here and then we're going to drop the one hip. So we're dropping the one hip. Knees are going to move a little bit here. Coming up and then dropping the other hip. So just being playful from side to side. And then we're going to play around with a little figure eight. So we're going to drop that right hip, swing it around and then drop the left. So now we're just moving from side to side. So there's a little figure eight from side to side there. Maybe change it a little bit. Sense what's different. What's easier? Come to center and then soften all the way down. Now we're going to be turned over onto the tummy. I'm going to turn the mat so you see my feet. So from here we're coming down onto the belly, placing the fingertips under the forehead. And here we're just going to have the legs wide and just do a little bit of rocking from side to side. It really allows everything to move again. So playful. It's such fun as well, and it's so delicious. So you're really feeling like, it is really a nice sensation across the lower back here and the shoulders. And then from there, we're going to bring the legs up. So just shaking them about a little bit. Other way as well. And then we're going to start to move the feet to one side. And as you move it to one side, the pelvis wants to move with that. And as you're moving from side to side, just noticing and sensing what's different. So as you move, you'll notice the skin moving from the shoulder to the hip again. You take it all the way to one side and circle it away. So circle it down and then coming up. And then changing direction. Done. Okay, Freddie. That's Freddie. And then coming back just to roll from side to side there. Now we're going to go into a Sphinx movement. So again, I'm just going to adjust my mat so you get to see how the lower back is moving in these positions. So you on your tummy right now. So you're going to adjust your hands. Your hands are underneath your armpits. And if you can't be here, you're going to have to continue doing the work here and continue doing the work here. Okay, so from there, so my boy. So again, you need to allow your chest to open. Push away, opening up the lower back, and then start to glide your tailbone. So the first thing is that lumbar area. The lower back needs to open up to bring your pubic bone forward to come down and open the lower back. And again, so opening up. Breathe in as you're curling and releasing. Allow the bones to organize itself. The bones move into its skin. There's no tension. There's no perfect posture. It's just allowing the body to move in its own way. In its own way. So curling to come back. And then this time just to stay up. And then sit back and pause it there. And then coming back onto the hands and knees. So this time you've got the knees open wide. And remember, if you can't be here, you're going to have to be here. Sort of like in this position with your fingertips. Then we're going to start with the left leg. So the left leg is turned out. That heel, and I don't talk, we don't try and talk about where what should be. You should be placing the leg where you feel comfortable. So if you bring your leg forward a bit more, explore there. I find there's too much tension, too back. I find there's something going on there. And I bring it into a position where I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. Then we're going to open up to that left side, looking up. You're taking the arm to 90 degrees. We don't want to try and force the arm behind. We're there, we're comfortable, and then we're releasing. So sensing when you open up this time, where you're moving from. So the pubic bone is rotating the spine. So we're moving from the pelvis, and then releasing. Breathing in. And another 3, so it'll make it 8. But really your body should guide you to how many you need. So sometimes 4 will be enough, and do 4. And then coming back to place the leg, and then turning the other one out. And then opening up from there. So you'll notice how much movement you've got from one side to the other. And then coming back to pause it there with the knees wide, and then sitting back to pause it there. Now you're going to place your right hand next to the right knee, left arm is forward, but then take it across just to where you feel comfortable. Now we're going to move again from the lower back. So you're going to come forward, softening your pelvis. So glide your tailbone down and look underneath your left arm. And then softening back. Breathing into curl. Looking under. So you're going to notice a lot of where we're creating space, where it wants to open, and then softening. Inhale, coming forward, exhale, releasing. And 1 more to go. And then releasing. And then we're changing sides. That arm will come across to where you feel comfortable. Breathing in to open. And releasing. So remember to curl the tailbone forward. Bring the pubic bone forward. And releasing to come back. Bring the hands down. And then slowly coming up. Now we're going to come into sitting, and you can either be sitting with your full balls of the feet together, or you can have your legs crossed. So if you can cross it, and if you do have it crossed, you're going to look and see what leg is in front. So the leg that is in front is the same arm that's going to be placed in front. The other arm's going to be behind you. So we come to a soft body. So we come into a soft body. And then we're going to open up towards the right side. So you're going to breathe in as you're spiraling to open. And then coming back to soften. So being aware again where you're moving from. So the pelvis is a very significant area of how the spine moves. So breathing in, noticing your left thigh bone, what's happening there. Notice how much movement. And then we're going to change sides. So if you bring your right leg in front, right arm, if you've got both feet together, that's perfect. You're starting here, and then you're opening up. And the same feeling will be there. So you'll sense what's happening in the opposite hip. So remember, if you're here, you're here. If you're here, you're here, and then you're opening. Good, and do 4 more. 3. And just notice what's different on the side. Spend a bit of time there if you need to, just to feel. And 1 more time. And then coming back to release that. Now, we're going to work with both legs to one side. So it's like a mermaid. So if you can't be on the wrist, you're going to be on the elbow for this. But you can still have the same leg work. Okay, so the top leg, so if you have to bring both your legs on top, the heels are in line. Take your top leg and place it in front of the bottom leg. The hand can be wherever you feel comfortable. This arm is going to rest wherever you feel comfortable. And then you're going to start the movement from this side. So again, the pelvis is shifting everything. So again, to glide. So the focus is more around the areas. Remember that all the movements we've done today are full body movements. Everything's moving together. So breathing in and then breathing out to soften. So just gliding and sliding. So gliding away and then releasing. And then pausing it there. Now, if you had to be on your elbow for this, you would have to take your elbow forward to your shoulder, and then you're gliding forward, and then gliding away. You can place your arm wherever you feel comfortable. So yeah, the shoulder goes up, and then the shoulder glides in. Okay, so that's a modified version. So we're going to start to go to the other side. Placing the hands, the top leg is in front of your bottom leg, and your hand is wherever you feel comfortable. So if it's here, you're not going to have enough movement. So placing the arm far gives you enough gliding. So allow that shoulder to glide up to your ear, and then gliding away and softening. So noticing how everything is moving from the feet to the head. Remember that you can be on your elbows, so I just show you the modified version. And then coming to pause. And then releasing. We're now going to move into a little spiral. So we come to lie down on the one side. Your bottom hand arm is going to be under the ear. The knees are going to be slightly forward. and your ear is going to rest. So you just sort of like rocking forward and back. You can bring the hand forward. You can have the arm on top of your thigh. So there's a sort of rocking forward and back. You'll notice the top leg glides forward and glides back. And then from there, begin to allow your top arm to come forward. Now, send your top leg back and then reach your top arm forward. So it's like you've got a diagonal. And then you're going to sweep the top arm forward, back, and top leg forward as you're spiraling back to look back. So that arm is now behind you on the floor and you're looking at your fingertips. So scissoring the leg back and the arm forward. And scissoring the leg and then the arm goes back. And then going back. And then coming back just to rest. And just doing that rocking again. And then you can change sides. So we have the arm under the ear, the knees are slightly forward. You can do a bit of rocking here. Even the hands, you can just, maybe today you need a bit more support by the hand, just to do a bit of rock. And then you're going to slide the top leg, top arm, scissor it, and just scissoring back, looking back. And then coming back, and just doing that rocking. Good, now from there we're going to come back onto the hands and knees. And with the next one, we're going to be working with a bit of circling of the shoulders. So you've got your knees as wide as you feel comfortable. You're going to have your arms just as wide as your collarbones. And again, if you're on your wrists, your elbows, you could do the same thing by sweeping the arm and then coming forward. So just modify things for yourself if you're not comfortable on your hands. So here we relax to the body. You're going to shift the weight back. Look back as you reach the right arm and circle it up. So it feels like you are going to lift up to the ceiling and bringing the hand back round. Same side again, breathing in and then reaching it up and over. And then changing sides, so looking back and reaching it up. And if it's really not possible for your shoulder, what you could do is you bring your hand at your shoulder, you circle the elbow. Just circling the elbow. And then coming back. Now again, you can modify, alternate it. Alternating it, and I'm going to show the modified version. Modify. Modify. And if you can't, you're doing the elbows, and then you come back to center. Then from there, you're just going to go a little bit into the feet. So tucking the toes under, coming onto the feet, just giving the feet a nice stretch, just opening it up. And then some of you that are brave, maybe play around a little bit with it. So here we're just going to do a bit of bouncing. Look, if the knees don't like it, you're not going to do it. You'll just sit on your sit bones and shake the legs around, shake the legs in front of you. And then we're going to come to sitting for your last one. So here we have the knees slightly bent. So the knees are slightly bent. You're holding onto the balls of your feet. So your hands are over the toes, not on the side of the foot, over the toes. Head is totally relaxed. And then starting to rock forward and back